Luke in yellow. Luke at -1. I think that's fair. We'll start Luke at -1. All right, let's get it going here. Let's get it
Definitely
going.
fair. Definitely fair. Okay. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hold on, sorry. Hold on one second.
another round of the Blitz World Series.
All right, here we go, guys. We just finished up the tournament, the 8-player tournament. Zed took home the $40. With that, Frank was in the booth the whole time. He was digesting the guys. He's a student of the game and a very high level and analytical understanding of the competitive nature of the game. He's been studying the map, studying the players, so he's going to hop in here with Luke. Luke is pretty bona fide as the champ right now in Blitz on this map. A lot of the other maps, certainly one of the top level players. I think he's only lost to Andy at this point. So we got Luke in yellow in the top left, fighting under the UN flag, and we got Frank in red out of the US in the bottom right. We're starting Luke off with -1 because he's too strong. I'm just kidding. Luke's going to be at 0. Snark, talk to me. How you feeling about this?
How am I feeling about this? I mean, Frank is a beast, but does he have enough repetitions? We know Luke definitely has played this map several times. He knows the map well, and he's a beast, you know, regardless of how many reps, and we've seen how important reps are. So if I had a gun to my head, I'd say Luke, but on the other hand, Frank, he can surprise you sometimes. He can sometimes bring it in a way that no one can imagine.
Yep.
So.
Yep. I'm right there with you. Completely agree. There was an interesting study done on a group of basketball players shooting free throw shots, and they had one group that practiced the shots. They actually shot them, and they had another group that sat around visualizing shooting free throws, and then they compared them over time. And it was interesting that the group that was just visualizing was actually able to improve. And so I think Frank is one of those kind of players where, like, him being up in the booth, it's really hard to say what he's been able to digest and take in. But at the same time, Luke has way more experience. So Frank could surprise us. Hopefully he gives us a show.
Frank definitely could surprise us, and we are getting into a bit of a messy situation here, as Frank, for the second time, had to go on that cliff to deal with that sentry gun.
Yep.
But he does have the sentry gun on the cliff at long last, and a sentry gun on the cliff is definitely useful. But Frank losing the power.
Yeah,
with
Frank
low
can't
power
quite
now,
decide. He can't quite pick his target here.
Yeah.
Now 2
50%
sentries.
production speed now. 2 sentries. Yeah, Frank is looking like he's in trouble. He needs to get his power back online ASAP, as Luke will outproduce him. There we go. The power is back online. And Luke is using conscripts while Frank is not. On the other hand, Frank on 2 war factories versus Luke's only 1. But if you look at the eco difference, Luke on 5 oils, Frank on only 3. As Luke pushes with conscripts on one side, Frank on the other hand pushing with rhinos, doing pretty good job.
Nice hit here, and Frank needs a big hit here.
Conscripts on the bottom.
Yep, nothing to counter on the bottom. No radar out, so there won't. Oh, but that oil is going to take all the conscripts. Oh, Luke, pro move. You saw that? He pulled the Connies off so they didn't die.
Beautiful, beautiful. But Luke with no war factory.
Luke not on a war factory. So
Frank needs to sell one of his.
Frank needs to make something happen here. But yeah, okay, so gets over and does handle those conscripts. Luke spreading out the conscripts to make it a little more difficult for him. Still targeting the oil derrick, not going to get it. So Frank, for the time being, is pushed back just a little bit as Luke brings out a war factory. But you'd think Frank has to have a nice tank advantage right now, and you'd think he'd want to make it push. He needs to try to find an opening in the armor and make Luke pay for not having that war factory before he can catch up.
Yeah, and sooner rather than later, because Luke, as you can see, is on 5k, so he could go 3 war factories in a row now and will have no eco issues. Frank's still only on 4 oils, and the conscripts in the bottom come in again.
Yep, and I like that. I mean, it's a double-sided map, and if you're only playing half, you're doing yourself a disadvantage. And Luke putting his fodder out in front, that's a pro move there.
Right in.
But Frank's the kind of guy, man. He's deadly in tank fights like this.
Oh yeah.
And
he knows
Luke
exactly how to crush the fodder.
And the dust settles, the shooting stops, and you look at Luke's base, and you got to be thinking, not much left for him to give here.
Is over. It looks like Frank will take this one home. Very impressive. You know, Soviet versus Soviet. Frank is an allied player, and yet his tank control and his build and everything. I don't know. Luke was looking ahead the entire game until Frank took a perfect engagement, and Luke had nothing left.
And what happened on that top right? Did he just have that much of a tank advantage? Because Luke had the fodder advantage, and he used the fodder very well. He put it out in front perfectly. So what exactly happened there, Snark? Did you see?
Yeah, so that's something when all your fodder is grouped up and you have a big group of rhinos, you just roll over them. And, you know, it's true that a few of Frank's rhino shots went for the fodder, but at the end of the day, there were too many tanks. And even though he lost a tank or two because of the fodder, it wasn't enough to Tip the tide.
I guess
Oh,
that makes sense. Yeah,
allies
he did.
versus
Luke put that fodder out in front, but then you saw Frank push through it immediately. It's hard to appreciate to the untrained eye the micro that's going into that and what tips an engagement like that. But both players, doing high level moves, but Frank coming out on top. And I think we're in for a real treat here. Allied versus Allied. Both of these players are
Oh.
nasty octopus style Allied players where they are managing multiple things across multiple parts of the board. I think we'll probably see a little Navy
Player
action.
defeated.
We're going to see a little air, a little land. I'm excited about this. I'm excited.
Indeed, Allied versus Allied, definitely a very dynamic and complicated, difficult matchup here. And like you said, both of these players, beasts and the tentacle-like Allied style build.
Yep. Yep.
And let's see what happens here. Oh, we're getting GIs out of Luke already, but only 3 of them.
A couple
Is it
GIs.
anti-scout, or is it to try and, force Frank to make a pillbox for nothing? Let's see. Oh, early War Factory out of Luke. What do you think
Wow,
of that idea?
War Factory with Allied, the War Factory before the oil. The only thing it has going for it is no one's going to expect it. But other than that, I don't know what you're going to do with it. Maybe with GVs, maybe some super early GVs, but the early Grizzlies, I'm not sure what you do with a couple getting that ahead. Well, he is ahead on. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you do with it. We haven't seen it before, but I am not the kind of person to second guess Luke. He's a meta redefining kind of player. So we'll see what happens. In with the fodder
See,
as
down
well,
with 3?
and 3 Grizzlies on his
Yeah.
doorstep. Not a good answer here.
What is Frank gonna do as he brings out the pillboxes and
Oh, and in
Luke
an
already
AFC.
outtanking so much.
Hey, the early Grizzlies. This is tough. Rocky now gonna try to get some chip damage. GI's in. Those 3 eyes from GI's from Luke ended up showing up to the battle and getting work done. Frank loses the AFC.
Yeah. So Frank now behind it. We know how crucial that AFC is. Either once you lose it as Allied versus
Yep,
Allied,
that's what
is
it's all about.
tough to come back.
And-
So tough to come back.
Yeah, and that was how you that point Yuri said you did that really really well. The AFC war. I love that early GV push. I liked it. Frank thought it wouldn't work. I believed in you. Got that early GV push to take out the AFC, and then you kept it down. Yeah, that was a really fun match.
Thanks, Ivor. I appreciate it. But what we're seeing here is Luke in a super powerful position. Frank not looking so good. He's on the back foot. On the other hand, we did see that last game, and Frank did manage to make a comeback.
It's true. You can't count him out. But you see, so Luke, instead of building forward now, he is kind of drawing a line in the sand. He's starting to build more passively with his pillboxes, trying to control the zone. As we see Frank building up the left side of the map. Yeah, the back of Luke's base looking pretty
the
juicy
tank
right
control
now.
better for Frank right now.
Yeah, tanks and Luke has mentioned that early
Tank
on.
control is-
He mentioned that not being so confident in his tank control, and Frank one of the best to do it. So that could make or break a lot of this game
Indeed.
if Luke
Did
chooses
you
to
turn the
engage like
tide?
that. Being out pillboxed here, Frank gonna push in, take him out. Now
But
some
the Rocketeers
Rockies,
are here. Does Frank have an answer? And
Nope.
the Prism. Oh.
and the Prism Tower joins
Frank's
now
in
for
trouble.
Luke. Frank on too much money. Frank not building enough. You see him at 6K right now. 6K with 5 oils. He's not building enough. It's not a good sign. Not enough anti-air.
And that Patriot right in Frank's face. His Rocketeers can't do anything in this battle. That oil is gonna go down, and it's gonna cost Frank. Alright, doesn't take it down. Doesn't take it
the
down.
oil. Yeah, okay. Oh, nice splash. Takes the barracks.
Barracks goes down, and now the AFC is being targeted with so many Rocketeers. Frank does not have an answer, and this is looking like Luke's game.
Yep. Frank tried to make something happen on that backside, but I mean, there's just not really anything there for him. Luke should be able to take that one home. So to catch you guys up, the tournament's over. Zed took home the tournament, beat Snark in the championship. Zed taking home the $40 and joining the pro tournament next week. This is just a show match. We got Luke versus Frank, $10 on the line, best of 7.
Ooh, and here comes the Eagles take out the AFC, and from here Frank cannot recover.
Player
Nope,
defeated.
Frank
and
quits out.
quits.
And
So
so
it's now 1-1.
1-1. Is the prediction closed right now?
Nope.
Snark?
Should I close it?
Yeah, let's close that prediction. So we are 1-1. Let's close that prediction.
94% for Frank. Only 6% have
Sorry.
voted Luke.
So someone said, is Snark's audio coming in low? I can give him a little boost.
No, I am whispering. I do have someone sleeping.
No, it's okay. I can
right
just
next
boost
to
your
me.
audio a little bit, though. I'll just give it a little boost. Okay. Oh, so now it's
Someone
oh, game number 3. Loser takes Soviet.
Okay, so Frank now with the Soviet versus Allied, and Allied has been prevailing more than Soviet has on these maps, although Zed did prove that Soviets are supreme.
Yep, Zed was able to make things happen with Soviet, and so this is probably Frank's least comfortable. You know, Luke is very dominant as Allied. Frank, obviously, more of an Allied player. But with that being said, that first game, Frank showed superior tank dominance is what Frank has going for him in this matchup. And obviously Soviet versus Allied. So Frank, we watched it up here. He literally just watched, I don't know, so many points on this map. He knows what to expect from Allied, and he knows that Soviet's got to make something happen early on. So we'll see. I'd expect some early rhinos and see what Frank can make happen.
Indeed, indeed. So, oh, anti-scout doing a bit of work, but Frank definitely getting a scout in on his base. And Frank going War Factory after Oil. Luke, on the other hand, going War Factory first. And GIs and Grizzlies coming out. We're going to watch Luke's money as it hits 0 very, very soon. Luke extending himself out a little bit too much here. We'll see if he can make it pay.
Yep. Yeah, so Luke, the GI's out to try to counter, stretching up to that plateau. So Frank with some conscript, using conscript fodder, some rhinos.
Oh, and an AFC. Oh, Luke on 2 oils.
Luke's got himself in a tight spot here.
Yeah, that eco is dangerous. Frank, on the other hand, also broke. Lots of conscripts and rhinos will do that to you. And Frank is out of position. Will he lose his War Factory here? No, Luke backs off and saves his Grizzlies. Nice control from both of these players. Luke keeping the pressure on. Frank responding pretty damn well.
Yeah. That sentry. Oh, look at that sentry spot that Frank found up there. That's so funny.
Beautiful.
As the map maker, you do everything you can to try to prevent people from building on the cliff, and then you get players like Frank, you know. All right, pushing out the conscript, pushing out the... Oh, but decides to pull back there. Interesting.
Yeah, the dogs.
But Frank knows the clock's ticking. For the Soviet player, the clock is ticking. Luke has done Frank a big favor by putting himself broke. So Luke not able to diversify his portfolio, doesn't have the money to get the Eagles out, doesn't have the money to get the Rockies out, and Frank's got to know that his window of opportunity is going to be closing as the oils start coming. Paradrop going to join the fight, not what Frank wants. And so this is the whole point of this map right now. Frank can still go around this base of Luke's. You can still go around it. That's the whole point. There's not supposed to be choke points.
Luke with a dangerous base walk. That pillbox targeting the oil, and the Grizzlies joining in the fight here.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a nice chain reaction. Probably some splash. Oh, wow.
Oh.
And Luke was trying to minimize his own splash damage on his Grizzlies. I think he did a good job with that there. Yep. So Frank can go around those GIs. He can go right around them. Yep.
Yeah, and let's see what he can get done here, because Luke does have a nice amount of Grizzlies, so he can't overwhelm him too easily. It is going to require control and precision here.
If he can get away from the GIs with 2 other rhinos, so Frank's got 4 rhinos on the backside. Frank needs to avoid the GIs, taking advantage of the map's layout to get away from the pillboxes, get away from the GIs, and I think he can take these Grizzlies if he's able to avoid the fodder and too many pillboxes.
Oh, but Luke is going to go into Frank's base. Frank is going to... Okay, Luke retreats to counter Frank's push here. And Frank is now on 2 War Factories, but the 3 Eagles are out. Gonna snipe the barracks. Bye-bye barracks. And what Frank... Yeah, like you said, the clock is ticking for the Soviet players.
He's going to go in. Oh, going to take this AFC. Oh, Luke leaves his AFC completely exposed. And Frank able to create himself an opening there by splitting the rhinos, confusing Luke a little bit. No flak in the top right. No flak on the board for Frank right now. So Frank now... What does Frank do? What does Frank do right now? Gives Luke the higher...
does out-tank Luke big time.
He does out-tank him. Luke trying to get his fodder in the fight. Luke now... Oh, Luke pulling back. Wow, and Frank looking super strong with these rhinos.
Wow.
But where is the flak? And he's not even building the flak track. He says, screw the Rockies. Let's take this one home. He's going to snipe that oil. Taking that oil with those conscripts should get some nice splash damage. Luke... Oh, not able to finish that oil. That's frustrating. And a player like Frank, he can manage 2 flaks. That's all he needs. You know, he can keep the flaks in back. He micros them well.
Yeah. Oh, but the prison.
No reason to attack from that side. Go to another side. That's what Big Little Lake's all about. You got defensive structures on one side. Go to the other.
Indeed.
And
And
time to end
Frank
this,
should be
time to
doing-
cut off.
yeah.
He doesn't know how much money Luke has in the bank, but this many oils is always tempting. Luke gets his, maybe a purposeful split there.
Yeah, definitely after he saw them strung out,
Yep.
he split them up there. But Frank still on the cliff, gonna get oils again.
Yep,
And
keep sniping
Luke
oils.
Seiko is gonna suffer for it.
Yep.
Luke
Yeah,
with a
Luke
lot
only
of
on
favors, though.
Luke's only got 1,000 in the bank. Yep, those in and outs are nice. Radar out now
Yeah,
from
with only
Frank.
3 oils left.
Ooh,
He's
not
gonna
good.
lose his.
Oh, and
Oh,
Frank,
God.
if Frank could target that oil from the cliff, it would take the prism with it. Targeting the
Oh,
prism
yeah.
instead. Okay, well.
Yeah, but Luke is down to 3 oils now, and Frank, on the other hand, with quite a bit of oils. On the other hand, this power drop in the back of Frank's base is so dangerous. We've seen these power drops wreak havoc.
Yeah, oh, paradrop coming in. Paradrop coming in.
Coming in, coming
Frank
in.
probably just going to
Oh.
allow it just to prove the point that they need to be nerfed, you know? He's going to throw this game that he's winning just to prove a point. No, he loses the battle
Oh my
lab.
God.
Frank
So
is going to
bad.
be furious.
Laughing my
Yells for the
yeah.
nerf.
Nerf. Indeed.
I mean, to
Frank's
be
still
fair,
in the
fair
best
against an
position.
allied player, throw a sentry gun, put a couple dogs on guard duty, send a deso back there, have a deso deployed. You know, like I'm just not convinced that. I'd like to see players try to counter it and have the counters fail before you bring the nerf. You know what I mean? Players aren't even trying to counter it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. It is, yeah. I mean, it's hard to notice. You just have to have perfect map awareness.
But why not have a
and it's
sentry, but
accountable.
a proactive
Yeah.
sentry back there, right? It could just be part of the MO.
Yep, for sure.
Deso's
And
coming
Frank's
in,
gonna push
pushing in
here
now.
with Desos. He even has Navy.
And you have Frank with the Navy, and that could be the linchpin here. The Navy will make a big difference trying to control the air. That was Balf's idea, yeah, the Soviet versus Allied. Shout to
Oh,
Balf.
Deso should deploy. Can the Deso deploy?
Oh, doesn't get the
deploy,
Deso down.
but he does get
But
oil.
yeah, Frank's slowly choking him out. A lot of Grizzly though, nothing to be laughed at for sure.
Yeah, but the Dreadnought is on its way. You know it is.
Yep.
And that Dreadnought gonna do some issues. He puts a Tesla coil neck in the back there.
Tesla coil and a sentry gun in the back of the base.
Here's the Dreadnought.
Dreadnought.
Now we're in trouble.
And Luke trying to bring a little split, matched well, and that back of the base defense there
Oh, Frank counters it perfectly.
doesn't get the battle lab. So Dread on the
But
field.
Frank away so many. Oh, on the bottom, he's in trouble.
Ooh, pretty rough. And so Frank can pull back here, let the Dread go to work. No reason to throw those tanks. Gather your Rhinos up, go into defensive mode, and let your Dread take this one home.
Indeed. But Frank proving that he has a powerful Soviet. Very nice here. That MCV is in trouble. Luke has to retreat it further back. And,
MCV on the
Luke
run.
is in trouble. Frank notices the power drop this time in the back of his base, sending the Desos, or does he?
The Tesla
does.
coil. He's got Tesla coils. Yeah, no more paradrops.
Oh my god, what a crazy game. We've seen everything in this game, Ivor. Wow. Just insane.
Yep, and we talked about this. We watched this
2
all day.
minutes
We watched Soviet lose to Allied all day, and Frank was saying, you know, we talked about it. We talked about what you have to see out of the Soviet player, and this is to a T. And like I said, Frank is one of those kind of players. He gets a lot out of visualization and mental prep. He doesn't need to get the clicks in necessarily. First time playing the map, only, you know. Oh no, I forget. He was practicing a bit with you guys this morning, so he's played the map a
Yeah,
little
a
bit.
tiny bit. Like, he played like 5 games.
Yeah.
Oh, the oil's devastating Luke in so much trouble here. Gonna make a desperate push. No, he's gonna retreat. Luke in
And
serious
that's it.
trouble.
Nothing left for Luke to give. Second point,
Yeah,
third
that's all
point
she
going
wrote.
to Frank. And now Frank gets Allied versus Sov.
Wow, what an insane game. Ivor, that was just too much fun. We saw everything.
That was
Defeated.
great. That was great. And to see the the chess-like way that Blitz is meant to be played, like you do something, it's countered, you counter the counter, and the game just slowly snowballs and evolves, and complexity has always been the strategy with it. It still has a long ways to go, but that's what we want out of it, is that you do this, they do that, and you have to keep one-upping your opponent, and whoever comes out on top, I mean, obviously, the dust should settle with superior tactics, and I think we saw it there, and superior tank control. Frank definitely using that to his advantage.
Indeed, brilliant, brilliant game. They're gonna swap now, which means Frank is gonna go Allied and Luke is gonna go Soviet. Can Frank bring the same kind of win as Allied, or will Luke prove all of a sudden maybe everything's gonna get flipped over and Soviet is OP all of a sudden?
Whatever Frank's using is kind of looking OP, but then again, that's why I said the last time Luke played. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see now because I'm sure Luke's been watching the games. Luke knows Soviet needs to make an early push, and I love watching Frank win tank battles with Grizzlies because it's not really supposed to happen. It's like watching a penguin fly. It's like how are we seeing this?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's pretty
And he's
satisfying.
good at it.
Oh yeah,
He
I
is
should
good
take
at
that. I should take that bracket down. Sorry guys, the tournament's over. The tournament just ended. Big tournament, 11 players. You can go back in the stream and watch it. A lot of good games. Zed took it home for $40. Another tournament starting next week. This is a random show match. Okay.
All right, so Luke with early pressure, like you said, War Factory first. Let's see what he can get done here. Frank going oil first, and no GIs, no rush, no nothing. Rhinos are out,
Rhinos
Okay, Frank
waypointed.
War Factory right after the oil. That's the correct response to a War Factory first build.
Yep.
And Frank should be able to hold on here. We're gonna see when he decides to make an AFC, when he decides to go for more oils. Both players on 2 oils and a War Factory at the moment. Definitely gonna come down to decision making. It's like you say, it's the chess-like way that Blitz is meant to be played.
Yep. And in each player setting a tempo, the other player adjusting. Yeah, this will be interesting. These guys and Luke, and like we said, the clock's ticking for the Soviet player. The more tech, the more more ability they are to diversify. I think we'll probably see Frank try to get in the water if we move into a mid game.
Yeah, Luke taking control of the top plateau there, and that could come to his advantage. It makes it harder for the other player to push. AFC is out.
Yep, little
And,
late on the AFC, but I think like the early oil. You don't want to be running out of money.
Yeah,
Yep.
indeed. So Frank, I think, making the right decision here, defending well, putting the GIs, putting the pillboxes, forcing Luke to not be able to push here, and then going AFC when he can afford it. So
Yep.
far, I am loving
Yep,
what
I
I'm
think-
seeing here. Both of these players, masters.
And we see that constantly with Allied, people spreading themselves too thin. They get excited. They want Rockies. They want Eagles. They want Snipers. And it's like, you can have anything, but you can't have everything, and you can't have it at the same time. Certainly not in the early game. So to delay the AFC, keep his economy rolling, keep the Grizzlies out, which obviously are the big counter right now. I am a little worried about Frank's base stretch. This is not common for Allied versus Soviet. You usually want to play a little bit more conservative, try to defend yourself easier. He has a very exposed flank on the left side. Luke trying to push in with his oils. Frank denies that. Now Luke with a lot of conscripts, trying to get some fodder in.
Ooh, this oil much closer, and Frank's gonna take that down as well, but he's gonna lose the GIs for it, and the conscripts are gonna push at the same time. Does micro them away. Very nice. Can Frank hold on here? It looks like he has more than enough to hold on here. Very nice defense out of Frank, and Luke keeps building oils and keeps losing them.
And Luke's going to keep abusing the oils. And there is not really a counter for that yet, as annoying as it is. The counter is to
Yeah,
backdoor the
both
enemy's
Frank
MCV and end the game.
Yeah, so power drop on the top left, but Luke sees it, sending 4 flak tracks to take care of that. That's gonna get melted. And Frank, what is your plan? I don't see what Frank is building. Frank been building buildings? I don't see any buildings.
4
Oh,
Eagles
Prism
out for
comes
Frank.
out.
Prism out. Honestly, right now with the oils, you can just ignore them is the biggest thing. When oils start coming in your base, I mean, I don't know. You can't really just ignore them, or you can just keep cutting it off at the head the way that he's doing and hope Luke goes broke. But Luke on 8K. Ooh, Luke, a nice bunker. A lot of conscripts in that group.
Prism's gonna go down.
But he pulls his,
Frank
Luke
targeting
pulls
the
his
bunker.
rhinos out weirdly and kind of exposes his conscripts for a
Yeah.
second. Battle lab from Frank, gonna try to get some mirages on the front line. Mowing down those
OGI
conscripts.
is doing work.
Yep. Luke throwing a lot of his fodder there. That fodder was giving him a nice edge too.
Wow. This knife fight is so intense. Both players back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's a dead zone. Anything that enters
Yep.
that area dies.
Look at all the marks on the ground. So many explosions. Trying to make things happen with those Eagles, keeping them busy. A Prism now on the board. Gonna get some nice
Oh,
range.
that's nice.
And that's gonna
Huge
force
range,
Luke
yeah.
to pull back. Yep.
Very nice. The prisms is the perfect, exactly what you want here. Oh, but the conscripts are coming in, but the GIs are here. You can't push this with so many GIs. No way.
Yep.
Pillboxes, GIs. Frank has everything he possibly could ever want to defend.
Yep.
And Luke is looking like he's in trouble.
Yeah, and Luke's...
So out. That's nice.
Oh, Tesla's good because those GIs have been getting a lot done. Good counter with the Deso. Yep, and I was going to say, Luke needs to start looking for something else to do, and now he's head over to the other side of the map.
Frank might be in trouble here. So many rhinos. I don't know if Frank has enough to counter this, if I'm being honest.
And Frank now bringing out Mirages. He sees what's about to happen with those rhinos. Tesla coil.
Luke
So
with this Tesla Deso combo, which
I like
makes
this.
Very hard to push.
Yep, so on the right side, I like this from Luke. On the right side, he can Deso, Tesla walk, and on the left side, he can use his rhinos. And that splits Frank. Frank doesn't really have the troops to split. It's hard to counter on the right side. But the Navy aircraft carrier could be nice. Frank on plenty of money. Frank on 10K. Frank on 10K.
Ooh, those Desos getting so much value. So much value.
Schmo!
Really nice.
Thanks for the biddies. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, the Deso base walk on the right side is really, really beautiful. Yeah, and so controlling. Now we have a little naval battle going on.
Terrorists.
Oh, the terrorists from Luke now. Luke's only on 3K. He doesn't really have the time to just be throwing troops mindlessly.
Yeah,
the
but
pillbox.
Frank's losing the left. Frank's completely lost the left.
He's lost his extension left, but Frank is winning the naval battle. And if Frank can use the prism tanks to keep Luke at bay, he can take control of the water and try to squeeze things out with the with his aircraft carrier. Now Luke is out with a battle lab now, but Luke doesn't have a ton of money, which is unfortunate for this point in the game. Luke would like to have more money.
Definitely would like to have more money. Frank destroys his naval yard and takes control of the Navy, and here comes the aircraft carrier.
Aircraft carrier out. And the Kirov
as well. Wow.
And Luke is relentless in the water, does not want to give this up, just going to keep building torpedoes.
Oh, the Eagles, get the lab, get the lab, get the lab. No IC out.
So doesn't get the IC. He only got one Kirov out. That Kirov, we do not have an answer for the Kirov currently. Oh, I didn't see the Kirov on the right side. Oh, no. And only a couple IFVs. And the Kirov's going to just destroy right now. Really, really unfortunate for Frank.
Wow.
Force shield, but doesn't have enough anti-air in there. He's only got 2 IFVs.
Frank in serious trouble now with only 1 IFV left. Needs to make a push, but with the Desolators, he can't.
Yeah, he needs to really be targeting those Desolators from a distance. And this Kirov, I mean, you got to run with...
Oh, huge Deso bomb!
Big Deso hit. Frank left with an aircraft carrier, but unfortunately that Kirov just did not respond to that Kirov fast enough. Absolutely devastating. I don't know. Pack up the MCV, try to go for a base trade. Not going to work. All of his prisms are smoking from that Deso bomb. He has an AFK aircraft carrier, and the yellow swarm is coming. Not looking good. Not looking good for Frank. But I will say, I mean, that's what we saw there again, was each player level, like counter, recounter, counter, recounter, and finally the Kirov was brought out and Frank didn't counter the Kirov, you know? But Luke did have Frank on his heels most of that game.
Yeah, but a very, very intense game here from both these players, and Soviet coming out on top. Luke proving that there is an answer to Allied as Soviet. Beautiful.
Well, it's funny because now, you know, all day in the tournament earlier, we saw Allied beating Soviet, and now we just saw both of these players get their wins with Soviet versus Allied. Yeah, Soviet versus Allied. They both won their Soviet versus Allied matchups.
Insane. Insane, crazy games. I'm loving what I'm seeing here. This is just too much fun.
Yep, the Rhinos with good macro, man, or macro, macro, both. You need good micro and macro.
Yeah. And yeah, Frank's army is going to get deleted here. And it's over. GG. Wow.
Player defeated.
Wow.
And 2-2.
That was just too much fun.
They are making this one certainly interesting for us. Love it, love it, love it, love it.
That was just too much fun. Brilliant. Brilliant. Wow. All right. So
now we're back to our mirrors.
Soviet versus Soviet. Last time Frank won this. Let's see if he can do it again.
Yeah, the tank control, a big part of Frank's advantage right now. And and Soviet versus Soviet, obviously Rhino Wars. That's a big part of it. A reminder that bracket that keeps popping up is not for this match. It's for the tournament that just happened. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're probably confused. That's okay. Speaking of YouTube, like and subscribe. Million followers away from a million followers. We need all of you guys. Like and subscribe. The more hype around Blitz, the more money coming in, the more matches we can have. All right, so 2-2 Soviet. What does Luke do? I mean, Luke knows he's outgunned Rhino to Rhino. So it'll be interesting to see what he comes up with to try to mix things up.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting. I just gotta say, on the YouTube, bro, there are so many good matches there. Like I saw the Luke versus Ed match. There's so many crazy matches there. I love your YouTube channel. It's brilliant.
I
The matches there are
appreciate it.
brilliant.
Appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. That was just like the little that was what I needed, like a little like we're running a little ad, try to get the people a little more interested. I appreciate it.
No, I'm being honest, bro. It's not for the ad. I love. There's so many good matches there. It's really brilliant. All right, so what do we got? We got Luke in the bottom right. We got Frank in the top left. Luke already on 3 oils. Frank a little bit behind on his economy. Still no third oil. Now it only comes up.
Yeah, both players want
a
the.
little bit behind.
I'm surprised to see this from Luke. And I like that Luke. I like it though. Like if Luke, like there's two kind of players. Like Luke right now is trying to play Rhino Wars with Frank. And in my head, if it wasn't Luke, I'd be like, dude, this isn't the idea. But because Luke's doing it, it makes me think Luke knows something I don't. That's what's so interesting. Like throughout the day, we started with the amateurs, the semi-pros, moving up to this level. And it's so interesting to see that. Like when one of these guys does something, you're like, holy shit, is this a new meta? Whereas in the earlier games, it's like anytime anything happens, you're like, was that a mistake? Was that a good idea? And now it's like a little less questioning of the players, certainly.
Well, I mean, Ivor, it's very confusing because like everything you say, all right, this is strong, this is the way to do it, and then it's like you say the pros come along and you're like,
oh,
wait, that noob mistake is actually the best way to do things.
Yep.
Right. What we called a noob mistake is actually these players are crazy.
It is funny the meta, and because the meta, I mean, it's still a new game type, so the meta is being redefined in real time. And both players. Luke really getting stuff done with these conscripts. We saw the Chinese players quickly started doing that in the Blitz mod. They would always bring early conscripts in. I think it makes sense. They're cheap. They force your opponent to adjust. And if your opponent blunders or leaves a gap in the armor, they can get something done, or they can pull back and become fodder. So I think they're always a good investment. As I say that, Luke gets a nice little snipe on an oil derrick on the left side with his conscripts. Connie battle top side. Tanks choosing where they're going to go. Congo. Thanks for the follow, buddy. Kane hopping over to the YouTube for the follow. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I do. This is best of 7. Okay.
All right, so Luke looking like he's in a solid position. If we do an oil count, Luke has more oils. He has more of the map in his favor. He has the bottom plateau and the top plateau. Frank needs to get something done here. Luke is looking in a dominant position. He even has radar out. We're going to be seeing desolators come out. And what is Frank's answer to all of this?
God, wow. It's like all of a sudden you're like, oh, Luke's doing, all of a sudden you're like, wait, Luke's doing everything. Luke has both plateaus, is higher on tech, has a bunch of money, and seems to be ahead on tanks too. About even on tanks. But the Desos to join the fight.
Oof, elite conscript sniping out the Desos. Not sure why he didn't deploy it there.
Yeah, interesting.
Frank, what are you doing? He put a War Factory in the worst possible position, but he brings out a sentry gun right afterwards. But the sentry guns are targeting his War Factory. War Factory is going to go down, so that War Factory was up for like a minute and it immediately went down. Luke looking so powerful on 3 War Factories, same as Frank, but still with more map control, more sentry guns, hard. Like, how do you push Luke? He's got sentry guns on both plateaus. He's in such a strong position.
But again, Frank doesn't have to fight on the plateaus. He can go up to the very top right corner, use the ridges to stay away from the defensive structures. The Desos are an issue, but Frank now looking to the bottom side. There's always an opening on this map. The question is, how exposed do you leave yourself? And Luke packs up the MCV, sees the force coming, rings the bell, and packs up with the MCV. And hats off to Frank there for looking on the opposite side of the field, try to make something happen. And now Luke going to try to take a bite here. Oh, nice chain reaction.
Yeah, gets a war factory over there. So again, Luke looking so strong. Still hasn't deployed his MCV. Now going to deploy. Are we going to come to a base trade situation? Not a good idea for Frank, in my opinion.
No,
But
no.
let's see what he can get done here. Luke retreating.
Oh,
Interesting.
oh,
Frank getting a
Frank.
free war factory. Oh, now Luke splitting up his forces as well.
And Frank needs to get a drone in that MCV before it can deploy. Luke refugees with that. Oh, but
Ooh,
with
bad tank
with
Frank.
with Frank's tanks out of position. Half of his army was on leave. They joined back in. Fly Texco. Thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate it. Oh, able to get the MCV, and Frank pulling ahead here. Now just needs to be careful. Does not want to get Deso bombed. All right, he's going to try to dive for the War Factory. Perfect split.
Gets last war factory. Gets last war factory. If he can defend now,
Just
he
needs to
wins.
defend. Bring them all
Oh
home.
my god, this is insane.
Wow,
Frank
wow,
was in
wow.
such a bad position, and somehow he manages to turn it around.
Yeah, and he
there's no
like
way
we said,
Frank.
he was knotted up on the top side, and he went somewhere else. And I mean, that's the point though, is that the defensive structure is trying to minimize their impact on the
All
game.
these Desos.
A lot of Desos. He still has a barracks.
Look, they're melting rhinos. They're melting the rhinos.
Oh my god, they're shooting the
Desos are
rhinos?
melting the rhinos.
I didn't even know their guns could shoot rhinos. Oh god, Frank. Yeah, Frank is not out of the woods yet by any means. What does he do here? Could he pack up the MCV and run? Oh god.
Where does he run?
Where
man?
does he run? That's exactly
I think
right.
Frank needs to switch to drones. Drones and sentry guns
Oh,
is his only
drones.
chance to
Drones.
survive here.
Drones
He
from
needs
Frank.
Drones. Still making rhinos into the Deso field. These desolators will be devastating for Frank if he's not careful.
Needs the drone. The drones are the obvious counter. Frank should know that. Oh, Frank still.
Drones, Frank, drones.
Rhinos coming topside.
But you know, Luke giving him so much time to spam sentry guns, it could be enough to defend as Franks comes out with his own desolators. And Luke, with only barracks, can only make desolators or conscripts. And Frank looks like he might actually win this one.
Oh
He should
my-
not have won this game.
I think Luke needed to just recklessly push there. Was it going to work? Maybe, maybe not. But you can't sit back. You only got barracks. You can't let the other guy. You know what I mean? Like, nothing good is going to come from this position. Nothing's going to get better for Luke. A service depot now for Frank. Ben CNC, appreciate it, man. Thanks for believing in me, buddy. We'll get there. We'll get there. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely.
This is insane.
Oh my god. And now Frank out with his own Desos. Frank happy to sit and breathe for a second. Things are only improving for him. Multiple service
chill.
depots.
I love it. He's repairing his tanks. Brilliant. Wow, yeah, this is over. Luke gave him too much time and was too hesitant,
Yeah.
didn't make a committal move, and it cost him. And now Frank wins the match. Now the drones are coming out finally.
Yep.
And Frank will clean up Luke's Desos, and Luke has nothing.
My god, this is a barn burner. I'm like, for me to be 4.5 hours into this stream and still be like hyped up, like this is just like
Terrorists are
the
coming.
terrorists are coming now. What is the counter for the terrorists?
Sentry guns.
Oh, or a
Literally
Deso.
anything. Deso, anything. Yeah,
Anything.
you're
What's the
fine.
counter for the? Yeah, anything.
Yeah, they're only good in
2
flag
minutes
tracks, more or
remaining.
less.
Right. It's so funny. You're like, yeah, you put him in a flag track. Why don't you just play Libya then? Like,
Oh, the terrorists killing Luke's own Desos here. And Frank gonna push in here.
close this one out.
All the way.
And Frank sees that 2-minute warning. No reason to wait for that.
Yeah, indeed. And Frank just wins the tank fight easily. Frank should not have won this game. Luke should not have hesitated like he did.
Player defeated.
And Luke quits.
Frank 3-1.
Wow.
So match point for Frank now if he can take it. We do go to Allied versus Allied. Now who won the last Allied versus Allied?
Luke did. Luke did.
Who won the Allied versus Allied?
He got control of the AFC as soon as it happened, and it was over from there. So yeah, Luke proved that he knows how to play Allied versus Allied. He did beat Frank last time on this matchup. Will Frank be able to turn it around, or will we go to match point for both players?
If we had a game 7, it would almost be too much. I don't even know if I can handle it. I'm slowly falling apart over here. I'm getting a little tired. I don't know if my heart could handle it, but I would love to see it. To get a game 7 out of these guys would be absolutely awesome. But
Oh my god.
But it
Wow.
starts right here, Allied versus Allied. Couple of some of the best Allied players that do it right here in the Blitz pit. Both warmed up and ready. They've seen each other. All right, what do we got? What do we got?
What have we got? Indeed. So we are seeing Luke go a few GIs last time, and these few GIs that he started with, oh, he's going more than a few. last time did come into play. If you remember, they joined the first tank fight and they made a huge
Yep.
difference. So Luke going with a winning strat, you know, the GIs, they do work if you know how to control them correctly.
Yep.
So
GI
yeah,
split up.
he's-
The one guy loses his buddies. That's okay. They'll meet on the other side. Nothing to be worried about. Okay, and that's a good point. That's funny. There's no calling card for the flak track terrorists. I guess that's one advantage over the demo truck.
Indeed. So we see
Okay.
again Luke going War Factory first, Frank going War Factory and AFC. That's brave. That is brave.
It's weird. I think Frank and I were just in the booth talking about that not being a good idea. And those GIs walk around the entire map, show up, don't get a lot done. Killa Vanilla with the follow. Hardcore with the sub. Appreciate it. Fly Texco with the follow. I don't think I thank you either. Thank you all you guys. Appreciate it. All right.
All right, so both players broke here, but Luke on 4 oils versus Frank's 3 oils. On the other hand, Frank has the AFC, and we know how important the AFC control is. We'll see if Luke is able to
Yeah.
catch up here.
But with
The
those
power drop will be coming soon.
Airdrop coming, but Frank, as we've seen before, if you delay your oils, you do get yourself in a tight position. It's weird. He won his Allied versus Soviet match by delaying his other buildings, getting his oil out early, I think. But anyway, he's now on 4 oils. Should have an Eagle coming, maybe. Hard to say what he's going to do with this money as Allied. You have a lot of decisions to make. A lot more decisions to be made as Allied. That's the big thing compared to Soviet.
Definitely.
Especially
The more
early.
options, the more decisions. Alright, so Frank trying to make a push here at the top right. The power drop comes in on top, but Luke has Rocketeers here to counter and Dogs. So I don't know if this power drop is going to get much done. And Frank is retreating, letting the power drop die. So useless power drop, and that was his ace in the hole, right? The early power drop over Luke.
Yeah, that
And
was.
it didn't get much done.
Yep, he sacrificed a bit of an early economy for it, and you want a little compensation out of your sacrifices for sure. So
Who's going to be the first to get 3 Eagles and start sniping the
Exactly.
others? AFC is often the big question on the Blitz maps, Allied versus Allied.
And for some reason, we're not seeing either player bringing out an Eagle. Both these players, though, they respect each other so much, they don't want to go broke. You know, like against a sloppier player, a looser player, you can go broke. You might not even notice. Might not be a big deal. Against a good player, though, you have to have some money in the bank. When they push, you have to be able to spam pillboxes. So both players, just a little afraid to go broke, I think, is probably the concern. But as I say that, Luke is out now with 2 Eagles, 3rd Eagle on the way, and Frank's AFC is in trouble.
Sniping condition, and the Rocketeers come in as well. Luke even teched up. I do not like Frank's position here. Here come the 3 Eagles. Bye-bye AFC. And as Allied without an AFC, that is not something you want.
Yep, there goes the AFC. Luke, pretty comfortable right now. 7 oils, AFC, Battle Lab. And he's up on Grizzlies. So he did all of that, and he's up on Grizzlies. So
Yeah.
whatever Frank's been doing wasn't working because Frank is down across the board. Now Frank's financial situation is slightly ahead, but too little too late.
And the Navy.
And now Luke in the water as well. Yep, you got the air, you got the water, you got the tanks. You need to be up on one of them, preferably 2. Pushing in with these GIs. Oh, nice chain reaction on these oil derricks if he can get it.
If you can get it.
Nice. Oh, God. Okay. Nice little counterpunch from Frank. Gonna need 2 more counterpunch in rapid succession. Those Mirages are gonna melt the Grizzlies.
And
Oh,
yeah,
and the aircraft carrier.
And now the Eagles come in to snipe the AFC again.
Yeah, once you get behind on the AFC, there's no reason to even build Eagles because now you're just when they hit it, you're losing even more. You know. And he's got the that anti-air in the water as well. Patriot missile, nice position from Frank, but you can just target it.
Frank needs a miracle, but I do not see a way for him to win this either. He's in big trouble here.
It's that much harder to make a comeback when you're playing someone who doesn't blunder. You know what I mean? You know, you need a little bit of luck. You need the enemy to do you need to do everything right. You need the enemy to do a couple things wrong, and a player like Luke just doesn't make a lot of mistakes, so it makes it that much harder.
Luke is broke, right? On the other hand, he is only on 4 oils now. But will it be enough? Frank gonna get another oil here. Ooh, he dives for it.
The Mirages are just too nasty. Those Grizzlies. There's not a lot of
Oh, but elite IFV.
There's not a lot of
You know
anti-air.
who those are.
You know what? Frank could backdoor Luke's base right now with those Rockies. Luke does not have any IFVs. Oh, no, he has his own Rockies.
Ooh.
Never mind.
Yeah, he will be able to counter with the rockets. And the lead IFV getting thrown away. No, Frank.
Ah,
That
that's
was
too
your ace
bad.
in the hole.
It would have been nice. Could have brought him down and try to
Oh,
help
it's
counter
over.
these aircraft carriers, which are looking more deadly by the second.
No, without the lead IFV, I'm afraid Frank has no chance to win this match. It is GG if you ask me. Frank's base shrinking by the second. Eagles aircraft carriers, you know, the pride of the Allied Navy,
Yep,
coming in.
the
and
pride of the
wrecking.
Allied Navy. That's absolutely right.
Ooh, very intense, but it looks like Luke is gonna win this, which will bring us to game
Oh my
freaking
gosh!
number 7. Wow.
Brings us to game number 7. Let's freaking go. Oh my god. Oh my god.
This is just nuts.
Amazing.
These two titans, man. Such
Player
epic
defeated.
games. Such
Yep.
epic games. I love it, Ivan.
Very, very diverse. Fun to see what players like this do with the format. So
Oh, brilliant.
game number 7. Players do get to pick factions for this one. 3-3, $10 on the line, but it's not about the $10. It's about the pride. It's about proving something, and both of these players want to prove something, and we're going Allied versus Allied. That's what they want.
Whoa, wait. I let them see the message first. Yeah,
Okay,
Frank is
okay.
gonna go Soviet. That's what I
Oh.
expected.
Okay, you wait. All right. All
And
right.
Luke is gonna stay as Allied, I think. That's the problem with auto ready, right? You know, you think the players are ready when they aren't necessarily. Wow. So Luke is gonna go random, or did you put him as random?
No, I didn't. Oh. Wait, what? He just put himself as
Luke.
random and then readied up.
Okay, Luke is
Luke.
confident. I
Luke
love
pre-
it. I love it.
Luke, I need a verbal confirmation. If you're gonna go random, that's fine. I need you to verbally confirm because it's a little weird and I don't know if I don't know what's going on.
All right.
Luke, okay? It's funny, like, are you okay? Are you mentally ill? Just kidding.
Oh, God. Wow. So Zed, you know.
Lu-
Yeah, go.
So
All right,
Luke
yeah.
goes random.
Okay. I love it. Let's do it,
All
man.
right, Frank goes Soviet. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Game number 7 here. Let's get a little hype dance going.
Yeah, let's get hype dance.
Hype dance, Frank and Luke. OP players put on an OP show for us right now. They bring us to game number 7. These guys love us, man. They do it all for us, Snark. They gave us game number 7 because they love us.
Indeed, man, and what a pleasure it has been. These crazy games, so close. It's always one player winning, but by like a hair.
Yep.
You know, barely, which is brilliant. And for the final matchup, we do get Allied versus Soviet, Frank Soviet versus Luke's Allied. And let's see what these players got planned.
And I think the faction matchup is what it's got to be what Frank wants. I mean, maybe it's probably what both players want. I mean, Luke's probably a little scared about Frank's Sov, but I mean, Frank Sov has been looking really strong. I mean, that's a big thing. Yeah, no cannon. Everyone gets all faction bonuses except the cannon. Zed, you want a hype tank? I'll do a hype dance back to back with a hype tank. I would only do it for game 7 with a couple pros like these guys. I'll do it. There you go.
Oh, God, so many GIs just killed by Frank's dogs.
Oh, I
That
missed
is
it.
not
Damn
what
it. All right,
Luke
Frank's
wanted.
dog going off. So Luke had some early GIs that got countered, huh?
He lost like 7 GIs there from dogs, and Frank already with 3 rhinos out. Luke only with an eagle to counter. If Frank can make a and he dodges. If Frank can
Wow.
make a push now,
Ooh,
this
Frank.
could be devastating.
Frank
for
can
Luke.
roll right now, right? I mean, Luke's broke. The super early eagle from Luke. Luke, no, and no proactive pillboxes. Now some proactive pillboxes. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness gracious. Sniping the flax.
Nice, but the Eagles are low health now. Frank needs to push now. What is Frank waiting for? I don't get it.
Yeah, because we've talked about it. We've talked about it all day. The window of opportunity for Soviet. The window will
Yes.
open every game. Allied versus Sov. The window opens. The question is, are you going to make something happen with it? And that paradrop, that defensive paradrop, making Luke's position even better. And
So many
Frank is
counters
loading
going
up
into so many
the
flak tracks, yeah.
Frank's loaded up the flak tracks with conscripts and loses
Both Eagles
both
go down.
Eagles there. And he's just, and Luke's trying to, Luke's got 3K. The longer Luke can fortify his position, the better. Pillbox on that backside entrance, trying to spread himself out. That's why this map is hard to defend. He anticipates the top side. Frank comes down the middle, though, and catches Luke a little bit out of position. The conscripts come kicking out of the flak track, guns blazing. I love it. I love it.
What's he targeting? Oh, Frank needs to get out of here. Too many GIs
So many
coming
GIs.
in.
Yep, go to the other side.
Go to the other side for sure, but Frank is... he should have attacked way earlier.
The window of opportunity has yep. I mean, there was a point there where Luke had pretty much nothing. And now Luke going to try to get offensive with this paradrop. And if Frank lets this paradrop get something done, he will never forgive himself. He's not going to.
Yeah. Blackjack's coming to clean it up.
Wow, and this is gonna move into a mid game.
Indeed, for a moment there, I thought it would be over very quickly.
Yeah.
But these players want to give us entertainment.
Yep. GI's up on the cliff. Deso's going to counter. Oh, eagle for eagle. Tries to spread him out. Doesn't work. That was a nice counter. Those Desos from Luke.
Oh, but Frank gonna take the cliff there, and that oil could chain react.
Oh, that could be pretty nasty. Gets a prism up there, but...
Oh, what are you doing? Frank retreating? Really?
And
he could have.
Yeah, and he could have pushed there. You know what? Frank is now settling. Frank's recognized that the opening has ended, and now he's playing the middle game that we talked about. If you can't get something done in the opening, you go you tech up, you get your Iron Curtain, you get your cure off, and you take control of the water. So that's what he's gonna try to do. But Luke sees it coming, and that's it. So Frank brings the counter. He says, "All right, fine, Navy Battle Lab." Luke brings his own counter. He brings his own Navy, gets the destroyers out, and hits the Battle Lab. So just bang, 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 back and forth right now. And that Battle Lab's not losing. That's really, really hard for Frank. Frank gonna push in, try to take this expansion, power down for the moment. Has the Desos on his back to protect him.
Nice, and Luke is forced to retreat. Frank could target the oil now freely, and he is gonna get it. The Eagles coming again, snipe the barracks, but these Desos are pushing in. Can Frank make a push here? In the meantime, in the middle, there's also a naval battle going on.
Yep.
Destroyers and subs. Frank pushing in here in a very dangerous position. The Desos come in, and a huge Deso deploy.
Nice Deso hit. Does get his own guys bruised quite a bit on that radiation. Ooh, his Rhinos are...
Oh my
but
God.
another Deso, forcing Luke to pull back with his mobile defenses. All of Frank's units smoking though. The naval battle, Frank is pulling ahead, gonna take the naval yard, and with that he should be able to secure the water. And now he can get some more anti-air in this lake, which will be big. Well, as I say, Luke doesn't have any Eagles left, so I guess it doesn't matter. Frank again pushing in, nice chain reaction.
But losing every
loses it all for it.
Yeah.
So let's look. What did Frank pay? What did he get? Oh, GI's on the top now.
Now that's a problem. Frank does make a Deso to counter.
Deso to counter on the left, can bring the army to the right. Flax out of position.
Yeah.
Wow.
Frank needs to take up and get a Dreadnought ASAP if he wants to win this.
Yeah, and this, man, Frank made a lot happen there. Oh, and Tanya in the water. Okay, never mind.
Tanya does get one.
Yeah, gets one.
Oh,
nice
Scorpion.
Deso right side. Doesn't get it down. Got distracted.
Unfortunate.
Wow,
Frank needs a lab. He needs a Dreadnought. What's going on?
I feel like Frank made so much happen there, and Luke's still in it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. I feel like Frank could have won this game 3 times now, but Luke somehow holding on, hanging and banging, like we say.
Yep.
Ooh, what a crazy game.
Snipers out for the Desos. I'd like to see those snipers get the VIP service, get them in IFE to try to handle these Desos a little bit. Frank is really doing a lot with these Desos. Luke building back up to that cliff again. I don't know why Luke stretches himself out. He kind of exposes himself, and Frank usually makes him pay for it, but we'll see.
And the lab is back out. GGIs will camp the water here to help out.
Nice.
Although the Scorpions could take them out. Alright, and here come again the Eagles, and they get the lab again before Frank gets a Dreadnought out, before he gets anything out.
Oh my gosh.
Eagles go down in the center to the Scorpions. And Frank lost the lab for a second time. That is not what he wanted to happen here. And Luke's army looking so scary with prisms now joining the army.
Prisms, mirages, oof, yep.
I don't know what to say, man.
And now a prism walk to deal with the navies. Yep, those prisms, massive range from those prisms. You know, Frank had an early window of opportunity. He could have won it almost immediately, I think. Then, by sheer grit and power of will, he manufactured another window of opportunity, but wasn't able to quite make Luke pay for it. Now, that second push of Frank's that he wasn't able to win with, I'm not sure how much Frank did wrong necessarily, but Luke did a lot of things right. Eagles coming in now, don't get the lap. So that's good for Frank.
And the Dreadnought is out. We're gonna get an oil.
Oh, the
What else can
Dreadnought
he get for the Dreadnought?
does have the Dreadnought out, does have a lot of Rhinos. Never
And a lot
say
of
never.
Desolators.
Never count them out. Sniper's taking the higher ground on the bottom left.
Deso deploy. Oh. Wow. Wow. And it looks like Frank might actually win this
my
as
God.
the Dreadnought becomes veteran. An elite Dreadnought is so scary. Oh, but Frank might be out of position here. Might lose the Dreadnought here.
Oh, could lose. This would be big. Without a naval yard, there won't be much reinforcement. Oh, but Luke gets his army really out of position there. Doesn't get the Dreadnought. Has the Dreadnought in the middle of the lake. The Kirov coming. Oh,
Oh my God. This is just insane. The Dreadnought doing so much work here. Luke desperately looking for an opening. The Desolator zoning him out completely. 2-minute timer. Ivor.
the 2-minute
Is this gonna
timer.
come
The
down to
Kirov's AFK.
score?
We got an AFK Kirov. Please don't let this come down to score. Please. Neither of these guys want it to because it could go anywhere with points. They both have so many destroyed units.
Oh, that oil.
Oh,
Next to
nice
the
chain.
Mirages.
Oh, big chain reaction. That cleans out a lot of Mirages. Frank still has the Dreadnought to support him. Luke's got a bunch of GIs. So Frank's just...
Kirov's still AFK.
Kirov AFK. There's no anti-air for that Kirov. There's one Rocky going to get this Kirov. Frank, for the love of God, move the Rocky. Okay. Man, Luke, I mean... I keep cheering for the person that I think is losing, and then they start winning, and then I'm like, wait, why am I cheering for Frank? Luke's the underdog now. I want Luke to make a comeback. I just keep changing my mind. Let's go, Luke. Luke trying to control the Navy as much as he can, but Frank sitting in the very middle of the lake, just out of range.
Push.
Rhinos on the bottom right. Luke without an answer. Frank does not want it come down to the clock. Luke trying to go for a desperate base trade. Oh my goodness gracious.
For the lab, going for the MCV, going for the War Factory, and Frank losing so much to those GIs. So many of them becoming elite. Look at those GIs doing work.
Oh my
And an
god.
elite as
And
well.
Luke just wants to let it come down to the clock. Try to get it come down to the clock. Yeah, Zed's saying the guy, yeah, he's been ahead the entire game. I just feel like I started cheering for Frank because I kept thinking he was blowing these windows of opportunity. But in hindsight, you know, I think Frank's always been in the driver's seat, but Luke just kept surviving. It felt like Luke had taken control of the momentum, but ultimately, Luke was doing a good job defending himself, but just wasn't counterpunching. You know, Luke didn't have an offense going. But really well played. I mean, really well played by both players.
Wow. Crazy game as Siege Choppers.
Man,
come
the
in
Siege
here to
Choppers
take
join the
rocket
fight.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, don't let it come down to time, Frank. Don't let it come down to time. Why let it come down to time? Why let it come down to time? He's got 2 buildings left. Here it's going to go. Here it goes. There it goes. Frank. Okay, so Frank does take it pretty decisively. With the amount of buildings destroyed, that makes sense. Wow. Wow. Wow.
My heart is pumping, Ivor.
Oh my god.
What an epic show match to end the day. That was just...
Oh my
Ivor.
god. Oh my god. Coming on 5 hours on the stream. Great match. Frank and Luke putting on an absolute show for us. Zed, hell of a game in that tournament. Hell of games. Snark, all you guys.